I am required to make the following statement. Welcome to the February 2nd, 2021 meeting of the Town of Southampton Architectural Review Board. In accordance with the Governor's Executive Order 202.1, we will be proceeding differently from our typical meetings. Until further notice, all of the board's meetings will be held remotely via video conference. So we ask the public to continually check the town's websites for updates and new information. The link to participate in this meeting via Zoom can be found on the town's website. The meeting is also being live streamed on the town's website. If you do not wish to speak at the meeting, but you would like to submit comments for the public record, the link to submit comments can also be found on the town's website. This concludes the required comments. Mr. Rump, the Vice Chair, would you please lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance?
Certainly. Pledge allegiance to the United States of America, to our country and breaking up.
For which it stands.
Thank you.
Nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you, Mr. Rump. Mr. Jankowski, the board chair, would you, secretary, would you please take the roll?
Yes, Ms. Keys?
Here.
Mr. Burke?
Here.
Mr. Rumpf?
Present.
Mr. Charrier?
Present.
All right, everyone is present and accounted for.
Thank you. We have a quorum then. Did the board members review the minutes of the January 19th, 2021 meeting? And were there any errors or omissions?
None that we saw.
Yeah, if none, do I hear a motion to approve?
Motion.
Do I hear a second?
Second.
Motion has been made and seconded to approve the minutes of the January 19th, 2021 meeting. All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? None. Any old business to come before the board?
None.
If none, then we'll proceed with the published agenda. The first item on the agenda is a substantial residential, 328 Ocean Road LLC. And this is at 328 Ocean Road, Bridgehampton. Could we have the documents on this application? And is there someone to present this application to the board?
Brian, you can share.
Okay, Brian Glazer.
You need to unmute. Oh, we can't hear you.
Hello, hi, can you hear me?
Yes.
All right, great. I always have to, for some reason, fiddle with the microphone in the beginning. Good morning, everyone.
Morning.
Hi, I'm gonna start off by sharing my screen and then we'll get started.
Fine.
All right, great. Okay. All right, can everyone see the aerial view?
Yes.
Okay, great. All right, so basically, I'm going to start off by just saying, so this is for 328 Ocean Road. It's lot 4 in Bridgehampton, New York. I would like to introduce myself, Brian Glasser, and we have the owner, Sam Frankfurt, is online with us. The builder, Michael Davis, and Ben Fisher from Michael Davis Construction. They're with us, and I believe Jonathan Davis, who did the landscape design, is also available if we have any questions when it comes to that. So I'm going to get started with just describing the site. So as you can see here, we're on Ocean Road. The property's on the west side of Ocean Road. We're looking, just so you have an understanding, right now Ocean Road obviously goes north and south, so we're looking towards the west. And you can see in the center, this is where our site is. There's currently a driveway just going through. So basically, we're roughly a little bit over 1,000 square feet south of Church Lane, just so you guys have your presence of where we're located. So the current property, you enter from a flag, which is right here towards the north. And it's currently connected to a 20-acre estate, which the existing house back here, it's a family-owned estate. And the current house in the back, which Michael Davis Construction built several years back, that's lot 5. And we're currently building out lot 4 right now. Just to kind of get into what we're proposing here, the house is, if we were to just kind of jump into the square footages, the first floor is around 4,400 square feet. The second floor is, so here's the first floor. The second floor is roughly 4,100 square feet. We have a finished basement and a 2-car attached garage. So just getting into the style of the house, which I think this is where the main point of this architectural review board is that, so basically this is your front elevation as you approach the house, which is from the northeast. And it's somewhat of an L-shaped style house. We went with like an agrarian shingle style. It's a farmhouse style. The client, we were going back and forth with colors, and they settled on something that's a little bit, on the rendering, it kind of shows it off as really white, but it's going to be a stained white, which would be a little bit more faded. But if I were to start off with the roof structure, it's going to end up, it's a gable style house. So we have roof pitches of around a 9-on-12 on the upper levels. And on the lower levels, we have a 3-on-12. So we have a Alaskan cedar shingle on the upper roof, and we have we're going to do a zinc coated copper on the lower roofs, which you can see in the back areas. We do have this one connection piece here, which connects the garage and guest quarters to the main house. And this is like a stairwell that also has a metal roof. We're trying to lighten up the massing so that it doesn't feel like one continuous house. We want to break up the structures. Going into the chimneys, which you can see more in the back, we were going to be using a real stone veneer, which is going to be a field stone finish. And we were as for the trims, we were going to be doing just a painted white trim around your fascias and your casings around your windows and doors. Moving into the gutters and leaders, we are going with the zinc coated copper. It's going to be a half round gutter with a round leader, which would match the metal roof. We also have these barn doors and garage doors, which we were going with like an off blue, like a softer blue painted finish to kind of just give a contrast to the window versus the door elements. Going to the siding, we have a board and batten finish, a cedar board and batten finish, and we also have a clapboard finish to help break up the massing. Like I said before, it appears to be a white paint when I did it this way, but we're going to end up going with more of a stained finish to show the actual grain of the material. So that's the only thing that this rendering isn't really showing correctly, but it is going to be more of a finish. And this is something that we would probably also do out in the field where it looks where we can actually see the colors and see how white we want to go, which this is not as white. It's going to be much more faded than this. Some other elements with the house, if we were to look, this is I guess we'll go to this is the southeast elevation, which I guess this is the south elevation you'd say, but the view is from the southeast. And you can see that, light well kind of open up to the landscaping along here. Just going to this space in the back, we have newel posts that are going to be probably a powder coated white to match the trim finish with a stainless steel, like a light airy stainless steel, like a stainless steel cable. And then just going into that's pretty much that part with the architecture. I don't know if you want to have if you have questions about that, we can go through it. The one other thing was I do have a landscape plan. I believe Jonathan Davis is with us.
Okay, would you have him address that now?
Yes. Jonathan, are you available?
Yep, I'm here. Hello, everyone.
Hi,
Can you hear me okay?
yes,
Great. Well, the landscape plan is based on really picking up on the architecture of the house, an agrarian style focused on ornamental grasses, the use of native plant material as much as possible. We focused on screening. There is a fair amount of existing screening down the south side of the property and also on the east side of the property. And that was all installed when the main compound house was built, I believe 4 years ago. So the material, it may even have been planted a little bit before then, so it's become pretty mature, 20 to 30 foot mixed evergreen and deciduous trees. So the approach to the house has, it comes along a common driveway between the lots to the north, and we come through clusters of birch trees as you come up through the north side of the front of the property. And it's a mixture of birch trees and junipers, cedar trees, again, focusing on just keeping a very simple semi-screened approach to the front of the house. There's some simple foundation plantings, which are focused again on lower evergreens and grasses. The rear yard is enclosed with the code fencing, which is set inside a 5 to 6 foot privet hedge, very densely planted. And then the structure itself is screened from the neighboring house with, again, a mixture of juniper trees, and there's a large cluster of plane trees off the master porch. Other than that, we have a very open rear yard. The pool and the pergola can be addressed by Brian directly, but the focus was just to maintain, ease of access and play areas for the family. There are some larger trees located at the end of the lot on the west side, which again were to focus on screening out the adjacent barn that's at the end of the property. The privet hedge runs all the way around to the mixed screening area. So again, really just trying to complement the architecture of the house as much as possible, focused on an open agrarian style with trees set in lawn, doubling as a foil for the structure itself and also helping to screen from the adjacent structures, the neighboring structures. Does anyone have any questions in particular?
Mr. Rump, could you address the landscaping, please?
Mr. Chairman, I have no issues with the landscape plan.
Okay, thank you very much. I'm the lead on this in this area, so I will give my comments and decision on it now. It's the structure, the architecture, it's in keeping with the neighboring houses in that area that are existing. I believe there's enough screening on it. And the only comment I would make is that all of the metal roofs would be non-reflective. And I recommend approval on this. Mr. Rump, comments?
I agree with your comments, Mr. Chairman.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Jankowski, comments?
I agree with the lead on this one. Looks good, thank you.
Ms. Keys, comments? Ms. Keys, we're unable to hear you.
I agree with the lead also on this one.
Okay, Mr. Burke, comments?
Yeah, no issue.
Okay, thank you. Do I hear a motion to approve?
I'll make a motion to approve as submitted.
Okay, sorry, there's one thing I got ahead of myself on this. Is there any comments come in from the public on this? If none, then do I hear a motion to approve?
Okay.
And do I hear a second?
I'll second.
Okay, motion has been made and seconded to approve as submitted with the condition of all the metal roofing. would be non-reflective. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All those aye. All those opposed? None. Thank you very much, gentlemen. It is approved from the Architectural Review Board.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Okay, this concludes the items on the agenda. Are there any further business to come before the board?
I have nothing.
Yeah, I have nothing. Okay, fine. One thing, Mr. Rump, will you be around later today so I can give you a call?
Yeah, I'm in the middle of a New Jersey ASLA meeting to get my CEUs. So I'm busy at 11:30, 2:30, and 4 o'clock for an hour.
Okay, how about tomorrow?
Tomorrow will be much better.
Okay, I'll call you then.
Yep.
Okay, good morning, Catherine. Okay, all right. Do I hear a motion to adjourn?
Motion.
Seconded.
And yes, I heard a second. Okay, the motion has been made and seconded. All those in favor of adjourning?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? None. Thank you very much, everyone. Thank you, Catherine.